Hi everybody, and thanks for joining us today for another installment of our social recruiting webinars. Today's topic is Social Recruitment 101. All other webinars in this series are recorded and posted on our website at employers.identified.com/events. I'm Jennifer Picard, the Product Marketing Director here at Identified. Identified Employer Solutions are Facebook recruiting solutions for the social employer. Our tools allow employers to transform their organization's Facebook page into an active talent community and social job board, search through Facebook profiles with ranking and relevance to target passive candidates, and find active candidates for hard-to-fill positions through targeted advertising. Today we'll be covering Social Recruitment 101. This webinar should last approximately 30 minutes and we'll leave 15 minutes at the end for a Q&A session. So please feel free to ask your questions throughout the webinar by typing them into the Q&A box to your right. Today we're going to discuss why social media is important to start using now, how to incorporate it into your existing recruitment strategy, what tools are available for you to use, and how to use them to build a talent community. There's actually quite a lot to cover here, so we're only going to hit the tip of the iceberg, but if you join us for future events, we'll have some more in-depth information on all of these things. So let's start off by discussing the why of social recruitment. So social recruiting is on the rise, with 89% of companies using social networks for recruiting last year. 64% of those companies will use 2 or more networks, and 40% use 3 or more. And that's because social media sites are where talent lives. So I wanted to do our own poll really quickly just to see if this study is in line with the people on this webinar. Once we go over the materials, we'll do another poll so we can see what employers are doing next year for 2012. So which social recruitment mediums did you use last year in 2011? Please choose all that apply. So did you use LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Foursquare, Clout, Blog, YouTube, or something else? We'll just take a couple minutes to get this poll going, and in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and continue on with the webinar. After the poll closes, we'll go ahead and share the results with everybody as well. So since many of you are probably using one of the big 4 sites, which includes LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, others may have branched out to less common sites like Foursquare and Clout. So let's go ahead and close that poll now and share the results so we can see which social recruitment mediums everyone used in 2011. Now, it does take just a couple minutes to close the poll and share the results. But it does look like that 60% are using LinkedIn, 28% are on Facebook, 25% of you use Twitter, 15% of you used Google+ last year. That's great. They actually just started doing their company pages recently. 10% have a blog, and 2% each have Foursquare, Clout, YouTube, and 5% are using other. I'd be actually really curious to know what other networks those other 5% are using. So go ahead and put that in the chat if you'd like to share that with everybody. And then we'll go ahead and get on with the webinar here. So it looks like many of you have let go of the post and pray mentality in favor of using social media to find and hire qualified, educated, and often passive talent. With social media, employers can also build out their employment brand and increase their talent pool exponentially. Take Facebook, for example. The average person has 130 Facebook friends, which makes each person's second-degree network around 17,000 people. Let me repeat that. The average person has 130 Facebook friends, so your second-degree network is 17,000 people. That's a huge amount of people to be able to source passive talent from. So if you use that on a personal or company level, you can decrease your vacancy days, increase your ROI, and reduce costs. However, you should probably utilize more than one social recruitment tool at a time, which it looks like you all are, because different people can be found on different mediums. So this slide here is a study from a 2011 Forrester study that found that of U.S. adults who use social networking sites, 96% of them are on Facebook. So if you're going to reach someone via social media, chances are you can find them within Facebook's 800 million members. While LinkedIn has traditionally been the social recruitment network of choice, the study makes it clear that it's not an adequate social recruitment strategy on its own because only 28% of U.S. adults are on LinkedIn. 24% are on Twitter, and unfortunately Google Plus wasn't included in this survey because it launched just after the survey took place. But each of your candidates have their own preferences, and you'll really do best if you utilize multiple tools to find them. So kudos to everybody for making sure that they're using multiple tools. So there's really not a silver bullet in social recruitment, and to achieve the best recruitment results, employers usually have to use more than one network. You probably want to try a variety of tools if you're just getting started so you can learn what works for your company and the demographic you're looking for. LinkedIn is probably the best place to find C-level talent, but you might find that mid-level candidates are more easily found on Facebook or Google+. Obviously, the first step toward incorporating social media into your recruitment strategy is to sign up. So we'd recommend starting with the big four, which is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google+, and adding in additional tools later. Having an active presence on as many social networks as possible will maximize your ability to find candidates as well as their ability to find you. Each of these mediums can then be used to grab your candidate's attention and keep your employer brand in front of them. By using social media to source, you will have a talent pool of active and passive candidates ready for you when you need to make a new hire. We'll show you how all these work in just a minute, and then we'll also discuss how to build your talent community. But the critical step is then to engage with your talent community through job postings, videos, pictures, and articles. If you give your candidates an idea of what it's like to work at your company, they'll flock to you. And the more you stand out, the more candidates you'll get. So just make sure that your communication is two-way and that you're not broadcasting. You should reach out to your candidates and start a conversation, and maybe answer some questions they have, ask their opinions on what matters to them in an employer. So now let's get into the meat of the presentation and talk about some of the tools available to you and how each of them can fit into your recruitment strategy. We'll start with the biggest network and work our way down. So Facebook is the largest social network at 800 million users worldwide. It's also the only network that knows no generational limits. From grandparents to teenagers, Facebook attracts users of all ages. To go back to the study we talked about from Forrester, 96% of U.S. adults that use a social networking site use Facebook. And no single age group dipped below the 95% mark. The average user spends 55 minutes on the site each day, which is by far the highest of any website. So what does this mean? This means that everyone, including the people you want to hire, spend a lot of time looking at Facebook. It's a product that everyone trusts and likes enough to spend an hour of their day perusing. When you're recruiting candidates, it just makes sense for you to do so on Facebook, where everyone's eyes are. If you'd like an in-depth view of everything you can do with Facebook, you can join our webinar later next month titled How to Recruit on Facebook. It's February 21st, but for now we'll just get to the basics. We'll talk about a company career page, advertising, and passive search. So first off, we'll discuss the company career page. What you're seeing on this slide is our page, which we use to post jobs and other helpful information to our talent community. We actually use our own app called Talent Link to act as our Facebook job board. And to increase our reach, Talent Link jobs can be shared on the identified partner network, which includes LinkedIn, Twitter, Simply Hired, and Indeed. And we are actually offering a 30-day Talent Link trial to all webinar attendees, which is double the usual trial period. So if you're interested in that, please write us a quick note in the chat box if you'd be interested in trying it out, or you can email us sales@identified.com and we'll get you set up within the week. There are other apps available, obviously, and to help you post jobs, but posting jobs isn't really the most important part about the Facebook career page. So you should also post non-job related posts, which include pictures of employee events, helpful tips for job seekers, and funny stories or pictures to help your fans have a little laugh. We've also asked our employees to to like our page and write a quick recommendation for Identified, so candidates can hear firsthand why it's an awesome place to work. And we've also added our YouTube channel and our Twitter account here. You can do that through an app called Involver. I think they let you do 2 apps onto your page, which can include YouTube, a blog, your Twitter account. It's really up to you. And it's really great to link them here so that you can further showcase your employer brand. To gain further exposure to your job postings, you can also use Facebook advertising. Facebook ads are a great way to drive page likes, to grow your talent community, and or to target specific candidates for hard-to-fill positions. Facebook allows you to target by location, demographics, interests, and connections, and helps you find the perfect candidate for your hard-to-fill jobs. Facebook also allows you to create sponsored stories to increase your visibility of newsfeed stories. So, for example, you can get more likes on your career page by sponsoring a page like story, which means that anytime someone likes your page, their friends will see the sponsored story on the right side of their page. Since advertising on Facebook can be a little difficult to manage, Identified also has a solution called JobReach, which is our Facebook advertising solution to manage the process for our clients. Another great tool on Facebook to make sure you get the most out of your career page is Insights. You can see the tab for Insights on the left side of your page, which is a free tool from Facebook that allows you to monitor your comments and likes, your reach, and so much more, so that you can track your success and adjust your strategy based on your audience response. Using these metrics and learning how visible your posts and advertisements are, as well as the extent of viral activity around them, will give you a better understanding of the value of your Facebook communications and help you enhance your presence on Facebook. The final tool I want to discuss while on the topic of Facebook recruitment is passive search. If you're tired of scrolling through your job applications for each job posting, you can try sourcing candidates for free on Identified. We've indexed over 50 million Facebook profiles, made them professionally relevant, and given them a score so you can see who the top candidates are. With a free user profile at identified.com, you sign up just really quickly to Facebook Connect, or you can contact our sales team to learn more about our enterprise solution, which is ProSearch. It just offers some better functionality for recruiters. So now that we've covered the Facebook career pages, advertising, and passive search, we'll move on to the second largest network, which is LinkedIn. Little company called LinkedIn. See if most of you have heard of them. LinkedIn has been around for a little while and is the most commonly used social recruiting tool because it has a professional focus. More than Facebook and Twitter, it's still the place you go to build your virtual Rolodex. You post your resume there and you can see others' resumes, and if you belong to any groups, they're likely related to your job focus. They also offer a company page in which you can post status updates and interact with your followers. In terms of what to post, I'd say the same basic rules apply from Facebook. You want to post a combination of jobs, relevant articles, and anything else you can think of to boost your engagement with your users. I think the big downside, though, to their company page is that you only get one. So you can't create one for marketing and one for careers like we've chosen to do here. So you'll likely have to share the LinkedIn page with your marketing department. They do, however, have paid recruitment tools similar to those found on Facebook, including a career tab in which you can post jobs. They have targeted advertising, and they also have a passive search tool, which are really all quite similar to the comparable tools found on Facebook. I think where LinkedIn really shines is its groups. Facebook does have groups as well, but they're not really utilized in the same way. So LinkedIn's great for the professional groups where you can network with people in your industry to find candidates or ask for referrals. And this is really a great way to recruit on LinkedIn for free. They also have some page analytics so that you can see how your page views, unique visitors, product page clicks, and followers has changed over time. So now let's move on to something a little bit different, Twitter. Twitter is pretty easy to get started, and I'd recommend setting up 2 accounts if you haven't done so already. One for your business and another for you as an individual. You'll find that you interact with people a little bit differently depending on which account you're using, and that different people will follow you as an individual and or as your business. So when you post to Twitter, you want to mix it up like you would on Facebook and LinkedIn by sharing a combination of job postings and employer branding materials. You should send out ongoing updates about the perks of working for your business, even when you're not actively seeking recruits. This can create a talent pool for future positions well before you need it, so when it's time to hire, you can fill your positions quickly. When you do post jobs on Twitter, actively ask for job applications from everybody. So you just want to tweet your business is looking for an XYZ person who can do XYZ and then provide a quick URL for the job specs. Also ask that it be retweeted so that you can increase your reach. And make sure you leave the tweet interesting and leave most of the details to the web page that the URL directs people to. So just remember, the general rule of thumb with Twitter is just keep everything short, sweet, and catchy. You do only have 140 characters to get your point across, and all other information can be provided on your web page. You also want to make sure to use hashtags to help people search for your job advertisements. Use tags like hashtag job or employ, recruit, hashtag job hunting, hiring, or even startup jobs if you're like us. Hashtags are used in Twitter chats, which are open forums where people meet up at a designated time to discuss job-related issues through a live feed. And they usually last about an hour. Every participant will use and follow a specific hashtag. Two of the big examples are HF chat or hashtag job hunt chat, which allows everyone following that hashtag to view the tweet. So others can then respond and create an online conversation. It's pretty great. I was just doing one this morning for sourcing chats. You get a lot of good information. You get some nice debates going. So I definitely recommend checking some of those out. Twitter can also be used to find passive candidates. So you would basically use the hashtags to do a Twitter search for terms that are relevant to your industry and then compile a list of potential candidates based on their Twitter activity. So for example, we're looking for a PR and social media manager. So we've searched Twitter for hashtag PR, and public relations. And then we're able to search through either tweets or people that have used those words in their profile. Because of the amount of information that's available on Twitter, it can be really overwhelming at first. And so we'd recommend using tools to manage Twitter like TweetDeck or Hootsuite to make sure you maximize your time and don't miss out on the information that matters to you. I believe both of those tools are either free to use or have a free version. So definitely sign up for them when you get a chance if you are using Twitter. Finding information on Twitter is really easy too because they have a great search engine at search.twitter.com. And that search can actually be plugged into your RSS feed to give you a constant flow of tweets that are related to your search. So now let's move on to talk about Google+. The last of the big four is Google+. They're actually up to 90 million members now. I think that number just came out last month while they were sort of doing their wrap-up for the previous year. They've recently released company pages to everyone, and I suggest signing up for this ASAP if you haven't already done so to take advantage of your early adoption. Some of the other networks can be a little bit saturated at this point, and on Google+, by being an early adopter, you really have the opportunity here to get people liking your page or basically adding you to their circles before it's kind of a passé trend. So I think that the best thing Google+ did in developing their network was trying to merge their social and professional networking with the use of their circles, which allows you to separate your contacts into groups and deliver targeted messages to each. Facebook pretty much stole this idea straight up. They developed a list. So this feature is not really a differentiator for the network anymore, but it's still a great selling point nonetheless. The idea behind it is that you can share and communicate with different people in different ways. So Google+ allows recruiters to maintain pools of talent so they can create a buffer between their personal life and their professional one, all from the single network. Another really great feature of Google Plus is Hangouts, which, surprise, surprise, was also stolen by Facebook immediately after the release of Google Plus. But it basically lets you have real-time group conversations, which is really useful if you find it difficult to schedule multiple hiring managers for an interview. Basically, it allows everybody to attend the interview from different places, even from your mobile phone. Now, despite a lot of these great features, there's been a lot of speculation about whether Google Plus will actually prevail or flop, but I'd really recommend getting on there anyway. The worst case scenario is that it does flop, but you've still extended your reach and you've got your employer brand message out there more than you would have without it. Best case scenario, Google Plus takes off and you are an early adopter, which means you've already built out your network and continue to grow it exponentially when everyone else is just getting started. Google is actually one of the most visited sites on the web. I think they compete pretty much head-to-head with Facebook these days. And Google Plus has actually started to become integrated into search results on Google. So Google search results now highlight content that it thinks you'll like, giving you a personalized search result based on your own online behavior and your social connections, including content that's been shared with you through Google+. So it's called Search Plus Your World. If you haven't noticed this change yet, go ahead and search for something you know your friends have been talking about, and their names will actually show up right next to the search results. So this can bring recruiters phenomenal reach if they post relevant content on Google+ that others enjoy sharing. Essentially, all of Google becomes like the Facebook news feed, where people that have put you in circles can help spread your message across the globe. So as Google Plus network increases, your reach will also increase across the Google search results. So now that we've covered the big four networks, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google Plus, let's move on to some of the other networks you may want to add to your social recruitment tool belts. Now, first one, an employer blog. I saw this, quite a few of you actually do have an employer blog. That's great. It's a really fantastic tool to showcase your employer brand. It should contain a combination of articles, pictures, and videos which show potential candidates why they would want to work for your company. This can include a unique culture, work-life balance, or a great benefits package, whatever it is that makes you stand out. Just make sure you tell people about it. So you can post pictures of your team-building events or company parties, write an article about what hiring managers look for in potential candidates. You can even embed videos from your YouTube channel. So if you don't already have a YouTube channel set up, here are some ideas to get you started. You can take a video tour of your office. You can interview candidates about their experience with your company, or you can introduce your company and its employees. You might also want to take a video of the hiring manager explaining what he or she is looking for in a candidate, or get a video of someone in the hiring department explaining why they like their job. Cloud's also a great tool to use for finding candidates because it measures social influence and tells you which topics people are influential about. For example, Cloud shows that I'm influential about recruitment and staffing, branding, social media, blogging, job search. That's because I tend to write about these topics online, and people will respond to those types of posts either via a Facebook like, a retweet, or some other sort of social share. So, as a recruiter, you can choose which topics your ideal candidate would be interested in. If you were looking for a marketing person, you could see who is influential about branding, blogging, social media. You can search for a CFO by checking out the people listed as being influential on finance. If you're at a startup, you might find it helpful to check out those that are influential about startups. So you can really just get creative here and see where the different influential topics can take you in terms of finding candidates. Cloud can also help you decide between two otherwise identical candidates. Say, for example, that you're looking for a finance person. The candidate that is more influential about finance might be a better choice than a probably otherwise equal candidate because they're more likely to be passionate about their field and have taken the time to differentiate themselves from the other candidates. However, Just like a FICO score isn't the only factor that goes into a bank loan decision, clout scores should not be the only factor in hiring decisions. Foursquare is another unconventional tool to source candidates. It's a location mapping and social networking service that allows users to let their friends know what they're up to by checking into different venues. From a recruiting perspective, it can be used to identify and source targeted candidates from your competitors. This works because the people that check into a company are often either employees, interview attendees, or industry contacts attending meetings there. So from Foursquare, you just type the name of the company that you'd like to search for, which will show you their different offices and locations, and then you can see the people that have checked in there. When you find them, you can also find their Twitter handle and their Facebook profile if they've added them, which can help you find their name, contact details, etc. So if you're interested in reaching out to that particular candidate, you can message them directly through their social media channels or the contact information that they may have provided. So now that we've reviewed all the tools, let's do another quick poll to see which of these tools everybody plans to use in 2012. So this year, are you planning to use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Blog, YouTube, Clout, Foursquare, or some other tools? Go ahead and see, are there any questions, Lizzie, while we're getting the results in that we can answer now?
Where can I get more information about recruiting on these other networks like Google+ and Foursquare?
So for more information on some of these other networks, like Google+ and Foursquare, you can check out our blog. We do write on all social recruitment tools, so it's employers.identified.com/blog. Some of the other tools that I use to keep up on this sort of information is Google Alerts. Just type in Google Alerts into Google, and you can basically set an alert for any search term. So you might want to just look up Google+ recruitment, set an alert for yourself. It'll email it to you at the address you give the system, and you can choose to get the results as they come about or once a week. And you'll just always have a little inbox. They also do it through RSS feed if you prefer that method. So that's a really great way to go. Sometimes I'll also just search Google for like social recruitment resources and sign up for whatever newsletters come up. Unfortunately, I don't know of any off the top of my head that I would recommend. But like I said, we do actually talk about all of this stuff on our own blog. So feel free to follow us there or do a couple of Google searches for information. Why don't we go ahead and close the poll, and we'll get to share those results with everybody in just a minute. So it looks like 46% of you guys are using LinkedIn in 2012, 41% on Facebook, 35% Google+, 33% on Twitter. So it looks like everybody's using multiple tools, which is really great. 14% plan to use Foursquare, 12% on Clout, 12% on a blog, 10% on YouTube. So it looks like everybody is really increasing their social media use overall this year, which is fantastic to see. There's so many great tools out there, so it's great to kind of just get a feel for all of them, see what works, see what doesn't, and move on from there. So now that we've covered the poll and we've seen how you can use each social network to recruit, I'm going to go ahead and talk about how you can build your talent community through all of these different networks. So your talent community will really take time to build, so be patient and spend time every day to build it. The first thing you should do is transition your offline contacts online. Most networks allow you to import contacts from Outlook or other mail clients, and you can also go through your business cards and your phone to search for people to add to your online networks. Most platforms will also suggest people for you to connect with based on where you went to school, where you've worked, and who you know. You should also find power connectors such as recruiters and salespeople who have really big networks, because the more power players you have in your network, the stronger your sourcing power becomes. So if you put your social networks on your outgoing correspondence too, including your emails and your website, your business card, people can choose to follow you based on just what they find. And finally, the more people you reach out to, the more that will reach out to you in return. So both Twitter and Facebook allow unreciprocated follows, On Facebook, it's called a subscribe button, which means that a connection can be one way. But most of the time, the people you follow will follow you back. And likewise, the people you connect with on other social platforms tend to accept your invitations if they see the value in doing so. So the value you provide actually comes through your content. So content really is king in the social media world, and the biggest tip here is to be relevant. You want to share blogs, white papers, links, articles, and videos that you think your audience will enjoy, and providing this quality content helps you gain and keep a quality and engaged following. You also want to share relevant information. Social media is really not about broadcasting too, so make sure you're building relationships, having conversations, and connecting with job seekers. The content you provide should range from posting your jobs to webinars, blog posts, pictures, anything that really shows your potential candidates why they should want to work for your company. And also make sure you're being consistent, because people will get used to hearing and seeing what you have to say and are more likely to follow and engage with you further. So to make sure you're not wasting your time with social recruitment, also make sure that you're measuring everything you do. You can track the source of each candidate against the metrics that matter the most to you. So whether it's your time to fill, your cost per hire, your retention rates, whatever it is that's important to you, track how social media is helping you. You might also want to take into consideration some of the more unconventional metrics, such as the sentiment of candidates sourced through different mediums, whether they had a positive or negative experience when you recruited them through LinkedIn or through Facebook or through Twitter. Social media can also replace or complement your traditional means, and it's really only you that can decide which networks and methods work best for your company. So in summary, there are quite a few tools available for you to use, and you never know what will work for you until you try it out. So sign up for a few networks and see what happens. Share your content, make sure you're consistent, engage with your community. If you do all of those things, you should be able to see some measurable results. So before we get to the Q&A, I wanted to do a quick run-through of the identified employer solutions. If you have any questions you want us to answer, go ahead and put those into the Q&A box to your right. Identified has created Facebook recruiting solutions for the social employer to complement your existing recruiting strategies. These include a job posting app for your Facebook company page, a passive search tool, and Facebook advertising. Let's take a look at those. TalentLink is a Facebook app that allows you to post jobs on your Facebook page. It integrates with your ATS, or you can manage your jobs and candidates straight from the app. All jobs posted are pulled by the Identified Partner Network, which includes Indeed, Juju, Simply Hired, and Jubal to increase views and drive candidates to your Facebook page. As a special offer to all of our webinar attendees, I did mention this earlier, we're offering a free 30-day trial so you can see for yourself how easy it is to get started with Facebook recruiting. If you're interested, just go ahead and type a message in the chat box or email sales@identified.com, and we'll get you up and running within the week. ProSearch is our passive search tool, which allows you to search Facebook profiles with filtering, ranking, and relevance. This is a great thing if you're tired of scrolling through job applications for each posting, so you can source passive candidates on ProSearch. We have over 50 million profiles, which are professionally relevant, and they're given a score so that you can see who the top candidates are. You can sign up for a free user profile at identified.com, or contact our sales team for a ProSearch subscription. ProSearch allows you to search by location, graduation year, company, industry, and much more. You can also download resumes, message candidates directly, and see how you're connected to the candidates through your company's employees. JobReach is our Facebook advertising tool, which allows you to build your talent community and drive applications to your job postings. You can use ads to promote a specific job, a career event, a Facebook page, or your own website with a custom message and call to action. Relevant actions from the user's friends are automatically shown to build your word-of-mouth awareness. So as you can see, there are really quite a few ways Facebook can improve your overall recruitment strategy. If you'd like help navigating your options, we do offer 15-minute Facebook recruiting consultations, which are complimentary. So go ahead and let us know if you're interested in that, or also check us out on Facebook. We do offer a Facebook recruitment tip of the day. So you can find us on facebook.com/ID4employers. So thanks everybody for joining us today. Our next webinar is Understanding Facebook Demographics for Recruitment on February 7th at 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time. And let's get to the Q&A questions. What do we have, Lizzie?
First question is, which of these social media sites would you recommend for customer service or call center type positions?
So for customer service or call center type operations, I would definitely recommend Twitter first and foremost. You definitely will find a lot of noise on Twitter, and it's probably the easiest place to engage with people. So that's a great place to start. But that being said, if you really want to have a really complete customer service organization, you should really be on all of the social media channels so that you can respond to people as they have compliments or complaints to really provide the best customer service possible.
Next question is, what are the best ways to tell how well my Facebook posts are doing on Facebook?
So to be able to tell how your Facebook posts are doing on Facebook, definitely check out Facebook Insights. I believe everybody has it. You don't have to sign up for it. If you look on your Facebook page, on the left-hand side, you'll see a tab that says Insights. It will literally tell you how many people are viewing each post, how many people are sharing it, and you can use that information to make sure that you post more like the ones that are popular.
Do you recommend connecting Twitter with your company Facebook page so that your tweets show up on your company Facebook page?
So this is actually a little bit of a tricky question. You can connect Twitter to your Facebook page to auto post, but Facebook penalizes auto posting. So basically the way that Facebook decides what shows up on a news feed is they will show your post to about 20% of your fans, and those are the 20% that have most recently interacted with your page, so either liked it or liked the comment or something like that. As more people interact with it, they'll show it to more people. If you post something like a video or a picture, they'll show it to about 40%. However, auto-publishing from any other site, Facebook will penalize you. I'm not sure the exact number, but I think it's about half. So just know that if you want to auto-publish your tweets to Facebook, your reach will severely decline, but it is better to post it through an app versus not posting at all. So sorry for the babbling. In short, no, I don't recommend doing it, but if it is the way that you'll get your posts on Facebook regularly, then I would suggest that over doing nothing.
Next question is there a significant difference between the regular LinkedIn and the paid version of LinkedIn for a recruiter?
So significant difference between paid and free LinkedIn. I mean, I would say so. They have really taken away a lot of the functionality from the free site, so it's a little bit harder to source candidates. If you are a power connector, which I assume a lot of people on this call are, then your second degree network is probably pretty massive, and LinkedIn allows free accounts to view all second degree connections, but you won't be able to see anybody's profile and contact information if you are not connected to somebody that they know. So that's the big difference for the passive search. The other paid option is the premium career page or career tab. So you can't use the career tab at all unless you pay. And they also allow you to do some customization to it, so you can add videos, you can add pictures, you can sort of just make it showcase your employer brand a little bit more. So there is a pretty big difference. But the thing is, you can get all of that for free on Facebook. So I think what we'll start to see here is people deciding whether the cost is worth it to them, and you're the only one that can really decide that. But yes, there is a difference.
Next question is, if my company has only a marketing Facebook page, should I wait to preview your talent link until we have an exclusive career Facebook page?
So that's going to be up to you. If your company already has a marketing Facebook page and you want to try Talent Link, I would talk to your marketing department, see if they're willing to share that page with you, because the good thing about using that page is that they already have quite a few likes, so that'll really help get your jobs out there. The negative thing about this is that your marketing messages and your recruitment messages are going to be mixed up and not targeted to the right people. So your recruits are going to get marketing messages, your potential clients are going to get recruiting messages, people might unlike the page if they don't like the content. But it actually is really easy to set up a Facebook career page. If you are interested in getting one set up, we'd be happy to walk you through that as part of your Talent Link subscription. So I say just go ahead and contact us. We can figure out what we want to do and be able to help you out with that.
Next question is, have you heard of a social media site called Branch Out? Would you recommend it for entry-level customer service positions?
We have heard of Branch Out. They are doing something very similar to what we're doing, actually. For customer service positions, I don't think that that's really what the site was designed for. Branch Out is strictly a recruitment site. So in terms of for customer service, I'm really not sure what you could do with that, but I'd say probably not.
Next question is, when using tools such as Facebook and Twitter, do you find yourself spending a lot of time turning away individuals who aren't qualified?
What was the question? Sorry.
When using tools such as Facebook and Twitter, do you yourself spend a lot of time turning away individuals who aren't qualified?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Turning individuals that aren't qualified.
Are you finding more people who aren't qualified for the positions that they're applying for when using Facebook or Twitter?
Oh, no. Well, it's hard to say for Identified. Actually, in particular, we use Facebook as our ATS. So every single person comes through Facebook at the end. So we're finding that everybody is pretty well qualified. Because our jobs are being picked up by the aggregators, Indeed and Simply Hired, we're getting a lot of the same candidates that are probably applying to the jobs on job boards. But we also have the passive search tool just in case we need it. So I'd say definitely not. We're not really finding a whole lot of unqualified people, not any more so than any other channel. And it looks like that's all the questions we had for today. So if you guys had any other questions you wanted to ask, go ahead and email Jennifer@identified.com or Lizzie@identified.com, and we'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you. And please join us again for the next webinar, Understanding Facebook Demographics for Recruitment. It's February 7th at 11 a.m. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.